Greetings Internet, and welcome back for another Oxleymations presentation. Now today I've got something interesting to show you guys. The other day my friend and I were over at the game store, this place called Empire Games out in Streetsboro, and we decided that while we were in there we were going to pick up a few things. My friend got himself a couple of things, card sleeves, and at first I didn't really think I was going to find anything until I stumbled across this little beauty right here. The Ninja Turtles Dice Masters Dice Builder game. Now I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I saw Ninja Turtles and I was like, yoink. And then I also saw the price tag on it. If you can't read that, it says $19.99. So I was like, yeah, I can risk 20 bucks on something like this. If it turns out I don't like it, it's still a piece of Ninja Turtle merchandise for the collection. So there we go. Now with all that having been said, let's open this bad boy up, and y'all can join me on my journey in figuring out how to play this. Okay, so I got the cellophane off of it, so now let's open it up and take a look at the contents. Oops. Okay, so now that I got the lid off of the box, as you can see, as loud and annoying as that probably was for you guys, let's look at the guts, the components, the materials that make up this game. We'll start off right here. Okay, here we have the instruction booklet, which is nice and thick. Got a lot of pages printed on some nice thick paper. And then we have not one, not two, not three, but four of these things. Not entirely sure what that's supposed to be. I assume these are like scorecards or something. Set those off to the side. And then, I guess since this is a Dice Masters game, we got lots, and lots, and lots. Oh, okay, that's a lot of dice here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and even one more. Some of that silica gel. Do not eat this, it does not go good with peanut butter. Then we have a stack of cards. It says Dice Masters on it. And I guess we have little dice mats that each have a different color of the turtles. Raphael red, Donatello purple, Michelangelo orange, and Leonardo blue. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll give me the opportunity, I'm going to go on ahead and actually take a look through the instructions here and figure out how to set this up. Be right back in a few minutes, folks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and as you can probably tell, considering it's a bit darker in here, it took us about an hour to figure out the rules, but we got it. So to start the game off, first what you do is you take either a coin or a dice, or a die, as some people like to call the singular of these little things, and you flip and or roll it to see who goes first. Now my associate here, my lovely assistant, Alan, aka Gravy Samurai 89, has decided that we're going to use a coin. So, heads or tails? Okay, he has indicated heads. So, if I get heads, then he goes first. If we get tails, I go first. And the result is tails, so I go first. And all that really means is I get to decide who goes first in the turn order, and I declare he'll go first. And then after we do that, we take our sidekick dice, these, we put them into these fancy little bags, and take it out. And then he gets to pull out 4 dice before I do, because I decided he could go first. Then you roll them, as such. I don't know if you can see them on camera. And then after you've rolled your dice, you can decide whether or not you're going to keep the dice you rolled, or whether you're going to re-roll them. you can either choose to reroll some of them, all of them, or keep them all as they were. Sorry if I'm speaking a little loudly, but I'm trying to make sure I'm heard over top of the rattling of the dice. Okay, so he has made his choice, and now at this point, he can, if he so chooses, bring these little ones with this particular shape on them, if you could bring that closer to the camera. If you notice, it looks like a chess pawn. These are known as sidekicks. Now with these, he can choose to attack or block. So the next thing he'll want to do is choose what he's going to do with them. He's brought them into the field zone. And something I should mention right off the bat, if I may. If you notice right here on the die, how there's a little 0 over here. On this side, I do believe the 0 here is the cost for how much energy it takes to actually bring one of these characters, quote unquote, onto the field. These have a cost of 0. Whereas, say, Leonardo, or Donatello, which is represented by the bow staff on that die he's holding there, is a cost of 1. So it was a bit confusing, which again is why it took us about an hour to figure this out. But regardless. Okay. So, what he just did there was he took an energy, which is represented by these symbols on the die, and he bought one of the dice that go with the pizza over here. And with the pizza here, you can regenerate 1 health by using a shield. If you have a die that's the shield on top, you can use that energy in order to buy an extra health and replenish your life points. Or in this case, up it by 1. Alright. And now he is attacking me for 1 hit point, so I take 1 point of damage. And also another thing I should mention, if you noticed, we're using d20s. These are our life counters, but according to the rules listed in the booklet here, you can choose however way you want to keep track of your life points. You can use a piece of scratch paper, you can use a calculator, whatever you have at your disposal to keep track of that. We just decided on d20s because we could, and since we're doing a basic setup game as pre-outlined in the pamphlet there inside the book, we're starting off with only 10 hit points. We normally would start with 20, but again, since this is just a basic game and we're trying to demonstrate it pretty quickly to you guys, we're starting off with 10. Okay, and now he's indicating that it is my turn. So what I do is I shake up my bag. Sorry if that's pretty loud. Then I draw my 4, but I'm not supposed to look at the dice that I'm drawing, so I'm holding it away while staring at the ceiling, not that you really can see. And then I draw my 4 dice, if I haven't already said that. So then I shake them up. Whoop, I dropped them on the table, and 1 ran onto the floor. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to be keeping my pawn and 1 shield, but I'm going to be re-rolling the other 2 because I have that option. Alright? Then after that's done, you place your dice in the reserve pool down here. And since I have 1 pawn, I can decide to move him up here into the field zone. And again, because there is no cost to summon this character, I can put him up there, thank you Alan, without having to waste any of my energies here. Now the next thing I can do is, if I so choose, I can use one of these and buy a pizza point, or I can cash in all three, which is what I'm going to do, and get myself one of these Give Me a Break basic action card dice. And with that, I will then take my pawn here, move him into the attack zone, and I will attack Alan. And now Alan has indicated that he just blocked my attack, and since they both only have one attack, one defense, they are both sent to the KO zone, indicated by this action blob over here. And then from there, they make their way down into the prep area, and thus I end my turn, and now it is his turn again, and he draws his next 4 dice. Next 3 dice. Oh, my apologies, people. He draws his next 4 dice, and he can re-roll that one if he so chooses. Again, we're still learning the game, so I'm just going to apologize now because I know I'm going to mess something up. I was scratching my leg, people. Get your mind out of the gutter. Alright, and now he has just purchased a Casey Jones die, which means he can now use the character of Casey Jones. And something I should also mention, he and I can only use the characters that are directly in front of us. However, if our characters happen to have what's referred to as a global play, essentially if you see what's written here in red with the little shield next to it, if his characters had that, or if any of my characters had that, we would be able to use an attack from that character against against our opponent. So now then, as you were, Mr. Allen. Okay. He has just used his dice to purchase the last 2 of the basic action pizza tokens. And now it is my turn. So what I do... That's where we're going to cut?
Oh. Just for showing purposes, that's all we're going to demonstrate. If you want to learn more about the game, pick it up. It's actually quite fun.
Yep, I was able to get mine for quite the steal. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and all other configurations of being, I would have to give this game a solid 8 out of 10. I would give it a higher rating, but it's kind of confusing when you get started with it. And I'll admit, it actually hurt my brain like I was getting a headache reading through the instructions, but that just might be because it's in small print. Anyway, a couple of the other things holding this back from a 10 would be the dice bags that it gives you are just kind of this, I wouldn't say cheap paper, but you know, like almost printer paper quality. They're very nicely printed on, but you know, eventually this thing is going to wear out and it's not going to be very nice to dice with anymore. Another thing that I find is actually kind of interesting regarding this is the system is similar, the way the game plays is kind of similar to Magic the Gathering. At first I hadn't realized this until I and my assistant here for this video today were talking about it, and I was reading the rules, and thanks to him teaching me that and the fact that he's been helping me to learn Magic the Gathering, it kind of clicked finally after like half an hour of okay, this and the symbol and what help. So yeah, with that, my rating is a solid 8 out of 10. So if you guys want to pick this up, go for it, especially if you can find it cheap. But if you don't really want a game that's going to hurt your brain from trying to force yourself to learn how to play the game, I'd say avoid it. Or if you're a collector like me who just has a thing for collecting Ninja Turtle stuff, it's a good shelf sitter. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, and all other configurations of being, thank you all so much for coming back for this video. I truly appreciate it. And also, if you like this video, I hate to say this, but feel free to like, comment, or subscribe for more content from this channel. Thank you all for watching, Cowabunga, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.